Thank you, Angie. I'll take off my mask in order that you can hear me better. Thank you very much, everybody in the room today and those people who are following us online, as well as our colleagues from the Cost Office in Brussels. Good morning, Ronald, and good morning, Christer. Thank you, first of all, to RSSD for inviting us to Lourdes, for inviting us to give this cost warning. It's extremely important for us, and you will see today that how beneficial and useful cost can be, and especially if you're an early stage researcher. The program you have available, so I will forward to the program. Oopsie, sorry, the other. No. I'll check it. Okay, so this is the program from this morning. So to start with, we're very honored that we have with us the director of the Cost Association, Dr. Ronald de Bruin, who I will introduce shortly. Then I will give an overview of what cost is and the benefits of cost throughout the disciplines. So it's not only just in the science area, but as you shall be hearing as well, even the arts and humanities. Then we have another colleague who will be joining us from overseas. Good morning, Christer, Mr. Christer Halland, who's the Senior Administrator, Science Operations Cost Association. And then we'll have a panel discussion by people who are directly involved in cost, which will be chaired by the Malta Deputy Cost National Coordinator, Dr. Melchior Cini. So hello, Melchior. Together with a panel of colleagues from Malta who are participating in cost in various areas. So far, we have Dr. Lourdes Farrugia with us. Good morning, Lourdes, who's a Cost Action Chair, and we'll be joined shortly by Professor Luciano Melastano, who's the Cost Scientific Committee Chair. We shall be hearing all of these strange names, and I'm sure you've heard this week, the EU is full of acronyms and jargon. So I will go over all these, don't worry. And then Dr. Jean-Paul De Luca will be telling us his experience of cost from the arts and humanities point of view. So to start, it's my pleasure to welcome Dr. Ronald de Bruin, who's the director of the Cost Association. Good morning, Ronald, who's joining us all the way from the Cost Office in Brussels. Dr. de Bruin has been director of the Cost Association now for the last, I think, 5 years. We have worked very closely with him throughout these 5 years, and he has led actually several changes in cost as mandated by the Committee of Senior Officials. And we'll be seeing actually how cost is moving, changing throughout. We shall be explaining the role of cost even within Horizon 2020, and now how cost will be funded through Horizon Europe. And thanks very much to Ronald, who has really implemented the changes which are needed in this regard. I would not be here today, definitely, without his input. So Ronald, I hand over to you.
Thank you very much, Janet. This is a great pleasure indeed. I'm not that far away, just a few milliseconds, but I'm remembering very well that in 2018, I was in Malta to visit you and to, let's say, talk to you directly, together with this, very, very professional support, also from the ministries and indeed, Janet, I think Malta would not be in terms of cost where it is today without you. So I happily return the observation, but also Melchior Cini, thank you so much for your relentless engagement. I just wanted to, let's say, underline that Malta is very dear to us, not only because of, let's say, a very well organized info days, but certainly also due to the fact that about 1/3 of your research community participates in cost. And that translates into participating in about 70% of our cost actions. And we have roughly 300 of them running. So your community is extremely active in cost and knows how to benefit from the program. Indeed, we are in a period of transition from one research framework program to the next, so from Horizon 2020 to Horizon Europe. So we will keep focusing on the Horizon, of course, which is set for the next 7 years. And we are preparing at this moment also the securing of the funding from the European Commission, so we can continue, let's say, fund the activities of the COST, let's say, community, of which Malta is a very dear member. You may have also seen, and I seize the opportunity actually right here, right now, that we recently introduced virtual networking tools. And this is, of course, in response to this COVID environment. We can all, of course, understand that traveling is not always feasible, but nevertheless, there is a continuous need for networking, and that's why we introduced 2 virtual networking grants. So for those of you who are participating in COST or would like to participate in one of the actions, this is certainly something to look into. So having said that, today we will, at least my colleague Christel Halen will explore together with you a little bit in more detail the ins and outs of the COST program, how you can participate, not only as a proposer, but also as a participant without being part of the proposers group. You can join experts, review panels, etc. So there are plenty of opportunities to get involved in collaborative networking across Europe and beyond. I also would like to point out that there is more than participating in the action. We offer all different kinds of added value services to the community that is an add-on to your participation in the COST action. For example, we offer all different kinds of training possibilities in the frame of our COST Academy. For example, if you're a grant holder, we give you financial and administrative training, so you can perform your role in the best possible way, but also when it comes to science communication or about the sustainability of your action after having completed this journey of 4 years within your COST action. Just to name a few, we have an add-on grant, which gives you an additional year to explore innovation potential. So they're all kind of activities, and I would say opportunities to get more out of the COST program than only participating in the COST action. And last but not least, let me also point out that experience has learned, and I must say that we have measured this already for a couple of years, that the proposals that spin off from COST actions, that means that you meet people in those actions whom you would like to have, let's say, a joint effort with to support or let's say to submit a proposal in other parts of the framework program. That success rate is known to us is more than 37%, and that triples the average success rate in the framework program. So to make a long story short, I think I should not overstate, but I cannot hide that we also are very enthusiastic about, let's say, the impact of our program in trying to make sure that you find the best possible ways to find your colleagues, but also to other funding schemes, and at the same time growing and developing as a professional. So I think this will be it from my side. More about that from my colleague. Let me also seize the opportunity to congratulate once more Professor Müller-Stagno, who recently was elected as the chair of the scientific committee. So apart from a very strong team that works hand in hand with us and with you in making sure that you get the most out of it, Janet and Melchior, but also Professor Müller-Stagno is very well positioned to make sure that the connections with the Maltese community and the rest of Europe are nurtured. So thank you very much. I wish you a very informative and a very fruitful and, of course, hopefully also a very enjoyable session. Thank you so much again.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. de Bruijn, for those welcome address. We really, as I already said, would like to reiterate your support, and it's a pity you cannot be here with us. You've always really greatly, you've been to Malta several times, and we actually hosted the big COST CSO meeting, as you said yourself rightly, in 2017, and you came later as well in 2018.